guys, your rapid-fire look at the best political topics of the day. 3 questions, 30 seconds on the clock, and playing today's CNN contributors Maria Cardona and Will Kane, also Tea Party organizer and radio show host Dana Loesch. All right, guys, first question. George Will says that Mitt Romney is the GOP's Michael Dukakis. Wait, Dukakis only won 10 states in 1988 and rode around in that tank. Remember, is George Will psychic or just out of touch? Maria?
Well, I think more than anything, what he's doing is expressing the extreme frustration from conservative voters that Mitt Romney can't get more than 25% of their support. And I also think it indicates the fact that this is somebody who is trying to who's trying to form himself as a staunch conservative when in fact he's not. And they should be frustrated. This is somebody who has governed as a liberal to moderate Republican, who has basically earned the Flip-Flop of the Year award, trying to contort himself in political jiu-jitsu positions to conform to that conservative paradigm.
Well,
George Will is never out of touch. He's always right. Just to answer your question directly, you know, I've been thinking a lot about something my fellow panelist Dana has said, and that she's expressed her extreme disappointment with Mitt Romney and that she has no interest in voting for Mitt Romney. In fact, it'd be a sellout of conservative principles or a big failure for conservative principles should Mitt Romney win it. Here's what I think. They were having this discussion on This Week in context of Herman Cain's popularity. What I would say is we've already failed. There was a huge enthusiasm for conservative principles. The Tea Party represented that, and you have a very vulnerable President, Barack Obama. Mitt Romney is the alternative because there's no competent, viable option.
Dana?
We've already failed to find that conservative alternative.
Oh, I don't know if I completely agree with Will on that, and I agree with, and this is going to I'm shocking myself here. I'm agreeing so much with Maria on the things that she said. I'm scaring myself, but no, I would have to say this: Dukakis was a loser, and I'm not saying that as a personal attack. I'm saying this politically speaking. Mitt Romney has run for president half his life, and he's never won, obviously. So I think in that respect, they're a little bit comparable. But I don't even know why we would be talking about Romney if the discussion is centering around how Herman Cain is surging in the polls. I will say this: I would rather be the Republicans' Dukakis than the Democrats' Obama with Fast and Furious and Solyndra.
All right, let's talk Michelle Bachmann losing her paid campaign staff in New Hampshire. Bachmann at first insisted this wasn't true, so why is she the last to know, Will?
Well, I'm not going to indict her for not knowing that happened, but I will indict her for running through, what is it, 6 chiefs of staff, 5 legislative directors, 5 something or another, 3. She's run through staff like crazy. One of them's walking around this building. I could probably find Ed Rollins for you. He's somewhere around here. Michelle Bachmann is one of these not viable alternatives to Mitt Romney. That's just the bottom line.
All right, Maria.
She didn't know because she is Michelle Bachmann, and I think that has been one of the problems with her being, or the lack of her being a viable candidate. Look, clearly, she may not believe in evolution, but her staff believes in survival of the fittest, which is why they are abandoning her campaign and going to try to fix their own political futures by joining a team that is a little bit more viable than her.
Dana.
Michelle Bachmann just doesn't translate to New Hampshire. Iowa is where she would have more success. It's where she had more success with the straw poll. I mean, that's near Bachmann country. New Hampshire, though, they would reject someone who is as conservative as Michelle Bachmann. And I think that she's kind of had the deck stacked against her from the beginning, coming from the House of Representatives with minimal executive experience. But I think she gave it the good old college try, and she was one of the more conservative alternatives out there.
All right, guys, your buzzer beater now. 20 seconds each on this one. Listen to this exclusive conversation between our Candy Crowley and Joe Biden.
I wonder when you look around if you ever thought, 4 more years, 2016. If you totally rolled that out in your head, you tried 2 times to run for president.
I've not. My one focus now is getting the president reelected. That is the focus, and I'll make up my mind on that later. I'm in probably the best shape I've been in my life. I'm doing pretty well. I'm enjoying what I'm doing, and as long as I do, I'm going to continue to do it. And we'll find out. You know, let's get the president reelected.
Okay, but possibility. You're not closing that door.
I'm not closing anything.
Gotta love how Candy gets in there. Joe Biden for president at age 74. Too young, Dana?
I don't even think age is the thing that's the concern. I think it's the competency, and that's the concern with Joe Biden. I pray that he runs. I pray of the strongest prayer that Joe Biden runs for office, because that would be a dream come true.
Maria?
Hey, you know, 74 is the new 54. So look, I think that anything is possible. And, you know, at least he's not ruling anything out. And when you're a politician, that's probably the smartest thing to do. You shouldn't rule anything out because we've all seen people who rule things out. It always comes back to haunt them. I'd like to see a Joe Biden, Bob Dole ticket myself.
Will?
I think both of these ladies summed it up best. When you're a politician, Maria said, Joe is a politician. And I would beg you, Joe, listen to Maria, listen to her, run. We would love that. Run in 2016. It would be wonderful.
There, we all agree.
Here's a better question. Will he be your vice presidential candidate in 2012?
I'm seeing Dana in prayer mode here. This is a new image that I have of, yeah, there you go. The next thing we know, she'll be joining the convent. All right, guys, thanks. Coming up.